Hey guys, Francis O'Keefe here for Go Guitar Lessons. Today we're taking a look at a classic Green Day song called Good Riddance, Time of Your Life. It has a really long title. We're going to be breaking this classic song down in two ways. One way for beginners, which is just going to be a basic chord and strumming pattern. And the second way we're going to break it down with a bit more detail for intermediate/advanced players with the actual picking of the song. So let's get right down to it and start breaking this song down. All right, so here's a breakdown for Good Riddance. Now, we're going to be using some pretty basic chords. The first chord we're going to be using is a G chord. I want you to use the G chord with 4 fingers. So that's the middle finger on the 3rd fret low E string, the index finger on the A string 2nd fret, the ring finger on the B string 3rd fret, and the pinky finger on the high E string 3rd fret. The next chord we need is a C-add-9 chord. We can get to it just by simply moving the middle finger and index finger down by 1 string. That puts them on the 3rd fret A string for the middle finger. Index goes to the 2nd fret D string, and these guys stay where they were on the B string 3rd fret and the high E string 3rd fret. We then need just a regular old D chord that looks like that. Hopefully you guys already know how to play a D chord. So we'll go through the beginner version first, and that's going to be just strumming. So here's what the strumming looks like: down, down, up, up, down, up. We're going to repeat that again: down, down, up, down. And on the final up, before we change chords, we're going to be lifting just the middle finger and index finger off and leaving those guys where they were, okay? And that just allows us some time to change to the next chord, which is C-add-9. We're going to strum it from the A string down, 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 up, down, up. As well, we're going to lift off the middle and index finger on the final up strum. So far this is what we have: down, down, up, down, up. The G gets strummed twice: down, down, up, down, up. On the final up, before the change, we lift our fingers, the middle and index, change to C-add-9 chord, down, down, up, down, up. Just one strum pattern for the C-add-9 chord, and then we switch to a D chord, and it's just one strum here. Down, down, up, down, up. So for this upstroke, we're going to lift off everything except for the ring finger, and then we're going to reset and do it all over again, starting from the G chord. Okay, so there's another part that we break into. There's only really 2 parts of this song. The second part has the same strum pattern, but different chords. It's going to be E minor, down, down, up, down, up. On the final up, you're going to be lifting off the entire chord and just strumming up. It's going to help us for the change. It's going to be a D chord, down, down, up, down, up. Since we're going to a C-add-9 chord next, we don't need to remove that finger. C-add-9, down, down, up, down, up. Since we're going to a G chord next, we leave the pinky and ring where it was, and then G chord. The final up of this one is going to be completely open because we're going back to an E minor chord, and we end up repeating that. Okay, here's the second part of the pre-chorus/chorus, and it's going to be E minor, G, E minor, G, E minor, D, and then we're going to skip right to a G chord, and that's going to bring us back to the intro. So that's the basic strumming version. I know that there are a couple tricky spots when it comes to the open upstrokes. You don't have to use those. You can just follow the chord pattern and the strumming, but I will let you know that bringing in that open upstroke is going to make your chord changes a lot smoother. So I do highly recommend taking the time to practice them and make sure that they are part of your changes. They will pay off big time. Okay, so let's take a look at the detailed version now. Here's the detailed version. We're going to start with the same chords, except we're going to implement a type of picking strumming. Okay, so if you've ever played a song like this one or House of the Rising Sun, it has a similar kind of style of pick slash strumming. It's not a pick, it's not a strum, it's something right in between. It's kind of like a sweep, okay? So let me show you what I'm talking about. We're gonna start by hitting the low E string by itself. And then what I want you guys to do is we're gonna do kind of like a lazy strum all the way down to the B string. Sorry, all the way down to the G string. And the way it looks, I hit the low E string on its own, and then I'm going to let the pick kind of fall from each string until I get to the G string. But it's going to happen a little quicker and much smoother. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see that. Once I do that sweep motion, I'm going to pick the B string, pick the G string, pick the D string, back, and then back to the G string again. So single note, a sweep strum, pick, 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 pick. We're going to do the same thing on a C add 9 chord. The bass note for a C add 9 chord is the A string. Same picking pattern exactly. So bass, a sweep strum from the A string down to the G string. Pick the B string, G, D, G. And then we do the same thing on a D chord, except we start on the D string because that's our bass note here. So for the D chord, what we're going to do is we're going to pick the bass string, which is the D string, and then we're going to do that sweep strum across the D, G, and B string. We're going to pick the B string again, the G, the D, and then the G, just like we did for the rest of them. Okay, so just to show you guys that again. So that part looks like this. The G gets played twice, the C add 9 gets played once, and the D gets played once. And then we end up repeating that again. So for the next part where we start with the E minor chord, it's the same thing exactly with the same picking pattern. We just have to know where the bass strings are. So for an E minor chord, it's a low E string. So it's up to you. For the parts of the song later on that get a lot bigger, you can decide to change to strumming, in which case you're going to use the same strumming pattern I taught for the beginner version. So the song is really fast. I suggest playing along to it if you're a beginner, or if you're playing the intermediate version. Get the song, slow it down with an app like AnyTune, and learn how to match it, and then slowly bring it up, because it's a very, very fast song. Thanks for watching the video, guys. I hope it was helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also, don't forget to like the video, and if you do have any comments that you want to say, put it down in the comment section. If you have any requests for songs, or if there's something that was unclear in the video, don't forget to mention it. Okay, thanks a lot. We'll see you next time.